Eastward Ho! Lagos. Western aid cuts and protectionism prompt Africans to look east. Or Ogunbayi, Africa correspondent, The Economist. Much of the rich world has turned its back on Africa and is no longer shy about it. President Donald Trump's drastic aid cuts are well documented, but Britain and the EU have also trimmed their contributions. Countries are rethinking their military support in Africa as they spend more on their own defense. America's tariff onslaught did not exclude the region, nor did its travel bans. In response, many African countries will make a turn of their own in 2026, to the east. China has a long history of pouring money into African infrastructure, but as America embraces protectionism, its rival has spotted an opportunity to redefine its role on the continent. China is pitching itself as a dependable defender of African interests on the global stage. It pledged to waive most import tariffs for African countries after America raised its own. Chinese manufacturers, facing tariff barriers in America, are also finding willing buyers for their cheap goods in Africa. In the first half of 2025, exports from China to Africa rose to $141 billion, an increase of 26% over the same period in 2024. Already, Chinese companies have transformed a host of African industries. Around half of all smartphones bought in Africa are made by Transsion Holdings, a Chinese conglomerate. Imports of Chinese solar panels are booming, increasing by 60% in the year to June 2025, and supplying energy more cheaply and reliably than local utilities. OPay, a leading African fintech firm founded by Ju Yahweh, a Chinese billionaire, has a record in Nigeria of staying online even when other banking apps crash. Temu, a Chinese online retailer, is expanding throughout the continent faster than Amazon. The Jet-Hour 4x4 vehicles sold by Chery, a Chinese carmaker, are far more affordable than Western alternatives. Unlike Western producers, Chinese manufacturers offer goods that suit Africa's poor but populous markets. There's nothing manufactured in the West that the bulk of African consumers can afford, says Francis Dufay, the boss of Jumia, an online marketplace that operates in 9 African countries. But it is not just China that is receiving a warmer welcome in Africa. Japan, which remains one of Africa's biggest donors, has made clear that it wants to get more involved economically. Gulf countries are also boosting aid and foreign direct investment. Singaporean firms are reshaping agriculture and food processing in the region. Unsurprisingly, autocratic rulers in Africa seem to feel more kinship with their Asian counterparts than with Western democrats. As the West puts up fences, young people looking to emigrate are increasingly choosing to head to countries such as China and Malaysia to study and work. Cultural influences, such as South Korean TV dramas and the introduction of Mandarin in some national curriculums, have shifted attitudes. As with its Belt and Road Infrastructure Initiative, there is a whiff of neo-colonialism to China's growing involvement in Africa. Attitudes and investment patterns could shift again. But for now, Africa is finding value in looking east.